All right, third time's a charm. It's August 15th. It is Thursday, 3:28 p.m. This is episode number 15. We are halfway through the month. This is our 17th video in a row. And also on a complete, not really random side note, but I just happened to look down because I wanted to read some comments. I'm at 99 views on the video that I did the other day where I said if I got to 100 I would try the Impossible Whopper. If it gets to 200 views I will try the crispy tacos from Burger King that I did not know existed. So yeah, it looks like I'll be having the Impossible Whopper unless that video literally gets no more views. But I'm going to videotape it and I'll do my vlog from Burger King that day. So yeah, it has been quite a journey since I started doing these videos. I have made so many new connections and friendships. I've received so many messages of support and encouragement, and I've had so many people that have left comments on the videos or reached out to me via Messenger and just have said so many great things to me. It's funny because a lot of times when I am posting stuff online or, I'm just engaged in online stuff a lot, the feedback is not always the best. But lately, just how many people have gone above and beyond to send me a message of encouragement has been just fantastic. It's really cool to interact with so many people and to make so many new friends. And I was talking to my friend from Norway today. We had a quick Skype call and we were discussing Hebrews 1 and we were discussing some other things. And I was just thinking in the back of my head, like, here's this guy from Norway. Here's me from Northeast Ohio. Our paths probably would never in a million years cross. And yet God saw it fit for he and I to be friends, to encourage one another, and it's just because we're partnering with each other for the name of Christ, for making much of Christ, and for the furthering of the gospel. And that's why I'm so passionate about social media and the internet, is because of opportunities like that, because of the opportunities that I've had with so many of you guys. It's mind blowing. I was mowing and I was just reflecting upon all the people that I've been able to interact with, and it just sort of blows me away. It really does. Because who am I? Who am I? This guy here in Northeast Ohio that just sits behind a camera and talks, and people tune in, and I'm just really honored. So what I was thinking about today was kind of an interesting topic, and I was just doing some reading before I started the video. Christian contentment. Specifically referencing the book, The Rare Jewel of Christian Contentment. And I was thinking about the dangers of how many good things we have in life. Because as I reflected upon social media and all the resources that I have to connect with people and the different pieces of technology, that I can use to talk to people. I have a computer system that allows me to edit videos and broadcast and to do a podcast and use Logos and do all of these things. And we live in such an amazing world. And yet it seems as though Christians, specifically Christians, are some of the least content people that I've interacted with. And I know from my personal standpoint, I'm guilty of it. I know that there are always these lingering vices or these lingering voices that seek to pull me away from being content in Christ. Things like, if you just buy one more book, you'll be happy. Or if you go buy this new shirt, it'll make you feel good about yourself and therefore you'll be happy. If you have an extra cup of coffee, there's so many things, and they're not necessarily bad things. But something so small like that can rob you of your contentment. It can cause you to lose your focus upon Christ and put it on that thing. And I was just thinking about, what does real contentment look like? What does it really look like if we were to just rest in the finished work of Christ, and how freeing that is? And it just really helps me to take a breath. In Hebrews chapter 12, looking to Jesus. And how often that I forget to do that. how often I forget to keep my eyes on Jesus. Because really, if we are trying every single day, as soon as our eyes open, if the first thought as we begin our day is, I am looking to Jesus today, my focus is on Christ today, the day certainly won't be perfect, and it might be a bad day. But I think, and as I was reading this one book, it was talking about Paul and how Paul is in prison and this whole environment that he was around and the sights and the sounds and the smells and there's so many different things that are going on around him. He's miserable, and I mean, like, miserable from like a physical standpoint. But what does he say? Like, in any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of contentment. I know how to abound and I know how to be brought low. That's what true contentment looks like. True contentment as a Christian does not necessarily mean only rejoicing in Christ when things are going good. It means rejoicing in Christ no matter what. It means rejoicing in Christ as your foundation for the way that you live your life on a daily basis. That's a challenge, okay? And maybe that's a charge that I'm issuing to all of us is maybe we can think about that more often. If we were to, again, start our day with the mindset of, listen, Christ, I am looking to you today. I am focusing on you today. How different would things be? How much more discipleship would we do? How many more opportunities to share the gospel would we have? I think that's part of the reason why we don't evangelize, is because we're so focused on us, okay? We're so focused. If you're lacking contentment, what are you doing? All day long, you're seeking something to make yourself feel better about yourself. Caffeine, food, entertainment, whatever it is. If you are lacking contentment, your eyes are focused only on the things that are going to make you happier. And let's be honest with ourselves. If you are in that mindset of lacking contentment, evangelizing and sharing the gospel to unbelievers or discipling somebody who's a new believer, that's probably not on your list of things to do. That's a problem. And I think we're all guilty of it. I think we at some point in our Christian lives are guilty of it, or maybe we currently are. Or maybe you're thinking, I haven't been at that stage, but there will be a time that comes that you are going to lack contentment in whatever circumstance you are in, and your focus is going to shift from Christ to yourself. So for the first part of this video, that's my charge. Let's think about that. Let's think about how our days would look differently if we were to be intentional about shifting our focus from ourselves to focusing on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, like the book of Hebrews says, and how much more rest we would be able to have in him, and how much more joy we'd have in our lives, how much more contentment we would have in our lives. I think it affects just really all areas of our life if we're being honest.